Hi, my name is Sangram Surve. I'm just a regular advertising guy who runs a group of companies under the Think Why Not banner. But I'm a wildlife photographer by hobby and I also love reading. Well, the reading bit is more important because that's what I love doing across domains and sectors and keep discussing perspective with friends. जैसे दोस्तों में हम बोलते हैं धीमी आंच पे ख्याली पुलाव. And all the perspectives gathered from all these discussions is what I am attempting to share in my very first YouTube video. If you like the swad of this khayali pulao, do like and share and press the bell icon to be subscribed to this channel. The buzzword for all of 2023 is AI. Jahan jao, you're only hearing AI, chatgpt, mid-journey. AI will disrupt the way we work is what everybody said. Now I remember I was completely overawed by technology only 3 times in my life. The first time was when I was, in my school and when color TVs first came. The second time was when internet happened for the first time. I remember they used to charge 10,000 rupees for 500 hours. There used to be this screeching sound when you connected to the internet and oh my god, a whole new world of possibilities opened up. And the last time it happened was in the last 2 months. One of our video editors, Ram, just summoned me to his computer and showed me this new website, Mid-Journey. Mid-Journey की खासियत ये है that whatever text you type into that little chat window, Mid-Journey is able to generate images from it. So think of any random description, man with blue hair, green eyes, rabbit's tail, wings of a dragon. Well, Mid-Journey can generate that image for you. That was fascinating. And the next was chatgpt. ChatGPT was to do kadam aage. No matter what you ask, ChatGPT always seems to have an answer. Ask it to write a resume, ask it for a search query, ask it who's the tallest man in the world. ChatGPT always seems to be having an answer. This is how these two softwares literally became the buzzword of AI in the last 6 months. This thing was so advanced, it made Google look primitive, imagine. And poor Metaverse was standing by the side thinking, yeah, this was supposed to be my year. And what is this entire conversation about AI? The problem is, unlike the Metaverse, which is still untested and still quite a few years away, this thing is real. It's actually here, it's happening, it's delivering. It's transforming and unfortunately it is disrupting. It is predicted that by 2025, almost 90% of all the content on the internet would be generated through AI. But well, wasn't generative AI or artificial general intelligence supposed to be decades away? The last time I thought or I had read anything on the subject, it was by 2040 or 2050 that artificial general intelligence was supposed to come into our lives. But well, here it is knocking at our door like some bin bulaya mehman, actually disrupting our lives. Now to give you a perspective, ChatGPT just took 5 days to reach 1 million people. In comparison, Facebook took 10 months to reach this number. Instagram took 2.5 months. So you can realize how fast this is spreading. And 50% of the companies surveyed are saying that ChatGPT is already replacing jobs. Now what is ChatGPT being used for, you may ask? Well, 66% are using it to write code, 58% are using it to write copy, 57% are using it for customer support, and 52% for documentation. And the worst part is, 90% say that they are very happy with the output that ChatGPT is generating. AI is also being used to generate images. So imagine you want to shoot a particular campaign and you want to shoot models. Conventionally, you would hire some models, hire a photographer, get a makeup guy and actually conduct a professional shoot. But now with AI, you can just describe what kind of a model you want. You want, let's say, a Caucasian male, blue eyes, tall, fair, and well, you have an AI generated image for whom you do not have to pay model fees. You do not have to pay royalties. You do not have to engage long days laboring under the lights, actually orchestrating the shoot. AI generates the image and is there to you only on a subscription. The next ecosystem that's being appended is the voiceover ecosystem. Welcome synthetic voices. Basically voices generated by AI. Conventionally you would hire a voice artist, but now you just go to a website, subscribe to an AI service. You also can possibly give your own voice or whichever voice you want to model. The AI will study that and model that voice and deliver whatever script you want in the voice of the voice that has been submitted. And then there are apps which generate logos, which can design a mnemonic specific to your brief, feed in any typography that you want, and lo, you have a regular logo design. There are also apps which do designing for you. Feed in your basic creative, describe all the aspect ratios that you want for all your social media feeds, be it Instagram, Facebook, whether you want it vertical, 9:16 or 16:9 or 1:1. Just press a button and all the adaptations are done for you in a jiffy. And now as we speak, text to video is also around the corner, which means you can type text, and now even video editing will be at the mercy of AI. Not just that, music is also in the line, and several new areas like even text to 3D, which means creating immersive content for augmented reality and virtual reality applications, will now be done through generative AI. So whenever I think of AI, I remember this horror movie poster which said, "Darna zaruri hai." So, really darna zaruri hai? Will AI really take your job? Well, kuch had tak to this fear is absolutely justified, because AI will do a great job out of all base level tasks. So you take basic copywriting, or drafting basic emails, or crafting a basic resume, or writing base level code. All of these jobs you ask AI and AI will say, "Bilkul ho jayega sir." And true to its word, ye bilkul kar bhi dega. But anything that requires a little more nuance, complex code, writing a craftily written piece of copy, or anything that requires human emotion, that AI is still far away from doing. So AI will take care of all the mechanical jobs, but anything that requires nuance and detailing will need supervision from a senior human who is actually performing on the task. Take Midjourney for example. Now, if you ask Midjourney to generate a great image, it will do that. But it will generate exactly what you describe it to generate. Now, what you want to generate depends on the vision of the artist. And that vision is not something that AI has. AI will do a great job of the production. Earlier, there were two people involved in this process. One was a visualizer, and the same visualizer sometimes used to actually also create that image in Photoshop or whatever software. Now, the creation of that image, which is the actual production, will now be taken over by AI. But the task of generating the vision and instructing AI to do that job will still have to be done by a human being. Now, most of these technologies are there for people for trial and error. As of today, most people are using it only for fun. But tomorrow, each of these technologies will sit inside enterprise level apps. So a Midjourney kind of app will sit inside an Adobe, or a chatgpt is already being integrated into Microsoft products. We may also see a lot of these AI technologies sitting inside all Meta products like WhatsApp, Facebook, or even Instagram. And that is where each of these technologies will become an integral part of our life. So does it all spell doomsday? Does it mean this is the end of life for all of us? Well, if you look back at history, not quite. Guys, this is not the first time that big technology has happened to us. We had that feeling the first time the motor car was invented, and the first time the telephone came into our lives, when internet came into our lives. And at that point in time also, there was so much of news around, oh my God, jobs are going to go. Cars have come, what will horse carriage riders do? But eventually the horse carriage riders found something better to do, right? Technology destroyed a lot of jobs, but technology also created a lot of jobs. The average unemployment rate throughout the world has always been the same. Throughout the last 3 centuries, we have seen multiple waves of technology attacks on our lives. So here's the good news amongst all the dark stories that we've heard so far. According to the World Economic Forum, technology will create 12 million more jobs than it will destroy. Now that is a piece of news that you were not expecting to hear in this episode. Let me detail a bit further in terms of what are the new opportunities created by AI. So here's opportunity number 1. AI has got nothing to do with ethics or with emotional intelligence. And I was at a talk by Yuval Noah Harari a couple of years back, and he had predicted the rise of AI and the rise of robots. And one thing that he said, that in the age of AI and robots, what will be needed most are people with emotional intelligence and people who understand ethics. Why? What's the connection between AI and ethics? He gave a very small example. Imagine a self-driving car driving at 100 kilometers per hour. Now, if such a car were to encounter a woman with a child crossing the road at that speed, the algorithm has got 2 options: save the woman or steer the car off the highway and possibly kill the passenger sitting behind. What will AI do in a situation like this? How can a decision like this be left to AI? AI will do what the algorithm is programming it to do, and hence self-preservation or protection is possibly what the algorithm writes. But who will write the algorithm is a $1,000,000 question. And to write the algorithm for situations like this, it will be the job of people who understand ethics and morals. Opportunity number 2. There are several opportunities in the AI development field. AI is all about making everything smart. So obviously, there are hundreds and thousands of organizations that stand to be completely transformed by AI. However, there are not enough qualified people who understand AI to make specific applications to actually make AI work for those organizations. Now, those are where opportunities actually open up. So for a lot of low-level jobs like the clerical staff or the security agent or just the content compiler or the presentation maker are being taken away, there will be several more created. Those of being a data detective, those of being a robotics engineer, those of building specific applications to solve specific queries that that particular organization would require. Which means for a lot of low-level jobs that go away, there would be a lot of smarter, higher level, more intelligent jobs that would be created in this process. Another opportunity, AI whisperers. What is AI whisperer, you may ask? So AI whisperers are people who know how to whisper to AI and get the job done. I'll tell you a small anecdote that happened in our office. I was having a word with my coder and I was querying him, almost nagging him as to why is this particular website taking so much time. I said, यार chatgpt को बोल दे फटाफट कर देगा. And he said, sir, बहुत try किया ये chatgpt को बहुत समझाना पड़ता है, हो ही नहीं रहा है. And that's where in the evening I discovered this new trend which is called AI whisperers. These are people who know how AI works and who can actually write the prompts that delivers results. Any new beast needs to be tamed, and that's the task that AI whisperers do. AI whisperers is actually a job. People actually auction the text prompts that will generate the right image. People study AI, talk to it, interact with it so as to know exactly how to make it work for you. Next opportunity, copyright lawyers. Imagine the amount of data that AI is using to give you whatever you want. Where is this data coming from, guys? This data is coming from all over the internet. Does AI ask for permission from any of the data owners? No, they're randomly picking up this data and giving it to you. There are already intense conversations happening all around the world on the implications of what it means for copyrights. Remember, Napster was brought down years ago because it violated copyrights. Napster was a go-to app for getting any kind of music that you wanted, but Napster was still brought down by copyright laws. As we speak, copyright thought leaders are already having a hot discussion with what is the copyright implication of all of this AI. And lastly, there is a massive reskilling and upskilling opportunity for anything to do with AI. Because for all the redundant jobs that are going away, there would be a massive opportunity for reskilling and upskilling for a world that respects AI. So coming back to that quintessential question, क्या डरना सच में जरूरी है? Well, yes, but only to the extent you kick yourself in the butt so that you learn, you transform, you upskill, and you get ready for this new world of AI. So jobs will go, but new jobs will come. Human employability will not go. We will continue to rely on that one skill that has made us the most powerful species on this planet, and that is the skill of adaptability. We will pivot as we always have. We will change like we always have. So bring it on, AI. The human race is ready to pivot as it always has. I generally love reading about technology, economics, world politics, psychology. So if there's any particular topic that you would like me to deep dive, I would love to do so. Deep dive into it, discuss it with you, share my perspectives, and also would be happy to hear yours. In the comments, please do mention if there's any particular topic you'd like me to cover in any of the future podcasts.